we can use the money, but I'm going to keep coming back to this. But we give it to a charity. But I think they owe you reparations. I think right now, everything AI ever stood for, if we tell somebody every single point guard in the NBA somehow always wanted to be Allen Iverson, or you're their idol, or they want to wear number 3, or, now they got cameras filming their clothes when Mom, you don't like that shit, Mom, but because you went through a lot, and now they dressing like him, and we celebrate.
No, but I took the ass whooping for it.
You did. You were in the Underground Railroad.
The best part about it,
Underground Railroad.
the best part about it, they give me my flowers for it. You know what I mean? That's the.
Yeah, but you.
That's what I get that out.
Crawl for them to walk, and I want some money for
but
a
they
charity.
respect it. They respect it. That's why I love them. That's why I'm watching the game before the game come on. I'm watching the red carpet joint.
I'm dead serious.
Like, and it's a beautiful feeling, man.
Let me tell you something. Every time I watch, maybe I'm biased because of you, but every time, and I love him. I always big up like Sha, whoever could dress. I'm into fashion. So I love what they doing, but every time, I'm not going to lie to you, they walk in them tunnels, I'll be like, yo, they owe AI money. They find you every game.
They show love for it. They give me my flowers for it. That's the only thing that matter to me. It was worth getting my ass whooped for it. It was worth it to see them do their thing, to see them express themselves like that. Man, when you look at the game, everybody don't play the same. What the hell you gonna dress the same for? You know what I mean? I was 21 years old, dog. Where the fuck am I going after the game while I'm gonna need a suit on? I'm going to the club. I'm going to Fridays.
Going to Friday.
You going to
You know what I'm saying?
Bucket of Corona.
And I ain't never, like I said before, I ain't never wore no motherfucking suit.
How about, do you got
to
that in the documentary? You got
fact.
that in the documentary
Yeah,
Fridays?
for sure.
After every single game?
Ladies and
It
gentlemen,
was legendary.
I think
You had a DJ.
everybody in here been to TGIFs before.
Yo, this guy had Fridays on tilt.
At the home game in Philly, if you never went, I call it his Friday. It was so lit, they booked me there. I said, what?
They booked you on Fridays?
I got
Fridays.
And one of his Fridays after the game, shit was off the shit.
Had to reserve tables and everything.
I was there every Friday.
What's up with the book, though?
It did good. I mean, obviously, bestseller. You know what I mean? Would it take less than a week? It's just my stories. It's basically like me, my mom, my sister, my little sister. It's basically our story. Like, before it was any type of support system, with all of my friends, the good ones and the bad ones, it was us as a family. It was us, like literally we all we got type shit. You know what I mean? It was my mom. My mom had me when she was 15. She had me. Now, like I told her last night, she fucked the bag up because if she would have had me 10 years later, the shit they getting paid right now, we would have touched some of that. And no, me and my mom, we grew up together. Like I used to go to her basketball games when I was a little dude. We were real family oriented. You know what I mean? We were always tight as a unit. And it just showed everything, man. It give you everything. It give you, you think you know, but you don't know. You know what I mean? And I love like having that platform to be able, not to so much explain yourself or nothing, man, just to be able to tell your story, regardless of how they accept it or not. They don't have to accept it the way you want them to or anything like that. I always realized in my life and coming up that, Chuck, it's going to be millions of motherfuckers that love you, and it's going to be a million motherfuckers that hate you. You know what I mean? You concentrate on the ones that love you. You know what I mean? You trying to sit around and explain yourself, you know what I mean, all the time and explain every move you make and this, that, and the third. I was saying last night, like, everybody always talking about, man, if I was AI, I would do this. Bro, you not. You know what I mean?
Do something else.
Yeah, I mean, if you waiting on being AI, then you in trouble. You in trouble. You know what I mean? You need to concentrate on what you would do being yourself. You know what I mean? So the book wasn't about, it's like a gift, man. It's like, I'm going to show you, you know what I mean? And I don't want people to think that my story is no different from Crack growing up where he grew up at, from Jason growing up where he grew up at. All that shit was hard. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna put levels on what was hard. It was hard. You know what I mean? And it's resiliency. It's like, okay, it's hard, and my percentage is low of me being able to do what I ultimately want to do, and that's just to get my family out of here. You know what I mean? And that's the goal. You know what I mean? You don't sit around and try to compare how hard it was. I wanted the most accolades because, you know what I mean, it was rougher in Newport News and Hampton than it was in the Bronx. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't what it is. It's like all of us should be champion for just the goal. Even if we made it from somewhere that we was silver spoon mouth motherfuckers. You know what I mean? The goal is still hard. You still got to put in the work to do it.
The series executive produced by Shaq and Steph.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Shaq is your man. I got a lot of Reebok money over there.
Yeah.
What's up with Steph? Him and Steph doing some production shit? Or
I mean, they you know, they just let me go for mine. You know, just like the vice president role. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Shaq, ultimately, he make the final decision. Mm-hmm. But damn if he ain't gonna holler at little bro. Like, what you think? And, you know what I mean? I give him my ideas, and he let me rock. No, you know what I mean? And then we collectively make our decisions. Steph, just, to me, it's just an honor, man. Like, I just admire the dude. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Squeaky clean, but, you know, behind the scenes, he just like us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of us, no doubt.
Yeah. And then he that, man, just
kill
things that he can do. Man, he a straight serial killer. You know what I mean? He must see TV. I got direct TV. Well, what is it? The League Pass?
League Pass.
Or whatever. I got that
League
just
Pass
for him. You know what I mean? I don't miss no Golden State game. You know what I mean? I got to see that goddamn light-skinned killer every night. You know what I mean? Man, that dude right there is different. You know what I mean? He's like, when you talk about the dude, like, motherfucker be like, yo, he him. Like, he's him.
For real. What's up? Tell us about, rest in peace, Coach John Thompson, Big John. What did he mean? What does he mean? What did he do for you?
I was looking at Instagram yesterday. I seen, you know, they put a quote in there, you know, but they put it in there like I said it, you know what I mean? But it's some shit that come from him, you know what I mean? And he said, you always listening to guys and your homegirls in your family, everybody from your neighborhood when you know, getting advice. You know what I mean? Because that's where you at. That's where you know, the older heads, they give it to you. You know what I mean? What they know, what they've been through in life. But Coach always used to tell me, you always listening to somebody that's trying to tell you how to get from A to Z, and they ain't never been there. You know what I mean? And he was giving me that message, and it resonated with me so much, you know, when I did this documentary and when I did the book, you know, of how I'm trying to help save lives by my experience. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm able to give to the youth and to my peers and people that, you know, that relate to me. I made it from A to Z. You know what I mean? Obviously I came out unscathed. I've been through a lot, but I made it from A to Z. When I go to my neighborhoods and I go to the Boys and Girls Club and I do stuff for Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff like that, when they looking at me, they looking at somebody that grew up where they from. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have no excuses. You looking right at the dude. You can go over there and touch him. You can dap him up. That's the dude right there. He come from where, you know, the parents telling him he come from where you come from. You can't tell me you can't make it out of here because he did it. You know what I mean? And for me to be able to go from A to Z and to have an impact as far as my voice to help somebody, you know what I mean, fulfill their dreams, man, to me, that's God. It's God. It's God's gift.
We know you Bad News. They had another star in Bad News, Mike Vick.
For sure.
Did you see the birth of Mike Vick? Did you know what was going on with Mike Vick? Did you, being from the same neighborhood, did you know he was going to be great? You know, ahead of time?
Mike was younger than me. You know what I mean? He came up after me. You know what I mean? Like, he came up on me, basically.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So he watched everything that I went through.
You did.
You know what I mean? And then
See
obviously,
them sky blue drop top Bentleys coming through that bad new V. Ain't nobody was.
where he from?
The AI, you had a lot of fucking cars, man. Them shits was coming like, I thought this shit was free.
I remember
I
Steph
didn't
told
know.
me.
I'm riding with you. Nah.
He's crazy.
I'm telling you the truth. I thought the shit was free. The man coming with 3 back-to-back drop top shit. He coming up 3. Yo, it's disgusting.
I remember Steph told me, Steph Marbury.
That's right.
I love Steph. That's my dog. I love Steph to death. Steph told me one time, we was just talking, just me and him was in the back of the bus. And he was like, Chuck, man, why do you have 2 Phantoms and the same Phantom, just in different colors? Like, for what? You know what I mean?
I swear to God.
Back then, I thought it was like, now I'm just looking at that.
One pair of legs and
They
one
was
ass.
driving this shit to New York from Philly. We don't know nothing about the mileage.
Nothing.
He pulled up the YO.
I used to run out of gas and the motherfucker just wild. Man, but when I came to the league, I was 21.
YO, one of the joints ran out of gas.
Yeah, I was 21.
Oh!
Hell yeah.
Yo. Patreon.
We here.
Subscribe for the free
We'll
first.
give you a few for free.
Then we gonna give you that.
Yo.
Yo.